Good evening, everybody. We have some more exciting scripts. I did a con over the weekend in Lafayette, Louisiana. Brought back some crawfish. Everybody here at my house celebrated, except for Avery, who was like, "I don't like eating things that look like actual animals." Um, that kind of like squicks me. So she was not exactly hugely down on the crawfish. But if it would have been like if it would have been like a crawfish etouffee or something, Avery likes that stuff. But the actual picking up the mud bug, cracking it open and stuff, she didn't she wasn't all
Mm.
about that. But anyway, that was fun. Um, some people were like, "Hooray!" I think I sold the Cygnus Imperium, and people were liking Guinevere. So good to see Guinevere was doing okay. And John Lamont has launched yet another Kickstarter, and I'm happy to be a backer. So, John, tell us about your Harpies 4.
So Harpies 4 is how would you say it? So
I don't
uh
know. It's you. It's your project.
I know.
I
I
assume.
know.
Okay.
Pitch your story, John. So yeah, this is Harpies is a story about girls with superpowers fighting a
What what
Nazi cult in alternative World War II.
what kind of superpowers?
Well, Longfu is basically invulnerable, and Erin is your smart girl, and Jezidro is your magic user,
I mean,
and
is, uh,
What an excellent pitch.
yeah.
sure,
Yeah. What's the
Okay,
story?
how about
hot
this?
chicks and sexy outfits kicking ass.
All right. Look, if
Adjective, noun, who, verbs.
is this? I mean, is this a dress?
No, seriously.
Is this her dress or is
You
does
use this structure, John. Adjective, noun, who, verbs. So long fu is an adjective noun. So invincible something. And then what does she do?
Punches Nazis.
There we go.
there you go. Social justice.
Erin is
Right.
an smart noun.
Tactician. She's the
Who?
planner. She's kind of the team leader. Makes
Okay, there we go. Jezidro is an adjective necromancer. So what's the adjective?
she's the cynical one.
Cynical necromancer. And what does she do?
Magic stuff.
This
Summon
woman,
zombies.
this woman's boob doesn't really have a natural hang to it. It's kind of just like jutting
No,
up.
not at all. It looks like his comic book cover.
Yeah. You know.
Wait. My comic book cover looks like a comic book cover?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it should. Erwin is having a hard time joining. I mean, it should. I don't. I mean, the link worked for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's clicking on the wrong link.
He's clicking on the wrong link. He'll get there,
Okay,
presumably.
presumably. Anyway,
I feel like this is a fairly low bar.
all right. So I trade paperback at 75 pages. That's. I mean, I understand the profit motive. Um, is that working out okay so far? Like people are just like, oh
Yes.
yeah, okay,
hmm I'm also selling it for $15. It's not like it's not an expensive trade paperback.
okay.
I mean, I sell the issues for $5 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I either do sell issues 1 through 3 for $5 each, or I sell a trade for 15. I mean,
Keith Garvey. I mean, there's an artist. He knows how to draw them.
and I still got plenty of calendars for anybody that wants sexy girl calendars.
I think the whiskey paint cover is your best cover.
Go back to the whiskey paint.
This one.
It's a good cover. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a different style, but you know what? I've been doing. This is my 18th Kickstarter, or 16th Kickstarter. I forgot. I lost count. I've been doing a lot of these. I'm trying to do stuff new. So yes,
Yeah.
I told him do something a little bit different. That's why we kind of went with a little bit of a cyberpunk look to it, and
Yeah. That doesn't your
I
story
wanna see
take place in the 1930s or something?
It does.
Okay.
She's also an alien robot.
Okay.
Verb. What's her verb?
What's her verb?
She crashes spaceships.
There you go.
She bridges the technical divide between my characters and what I need and where I need them to be.
I feel,
We'll get you there, John, one of these days.
See, all I'm gonna. Okay. See.
Yep.
If
I see
Marissa
it.
handed this in, I would probably say like, I'm not sure that hip is entirely natural, and then she'd probably say I'm a horrible person and she never wants to work with me again. So I'm not going to worry about that. But good job. You're over 56.
I've sold 36 of them, so clear so far.
Okay,
so clearly people don't care.
Have you ever known okay.
I've given up.
This hip. Have you ever?
It's a comic book. I'm not.
I mean, the
100%
hip is joining
concerned about
kind of like at the middle
atomically
of
correct
the rib
proportions.
cage. Have you ever known a woman who had a hip join at the middle of the rib cage?
Maybe Raquel Welch. That's about it.
All right. Well, congratulations. We got $5,600, and they can
What
get.
was your goal? What was the goal?
35.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
35 has been my goal since my first Kickstarter. I haven't changed it because I kind of just use it as a baseline.
Sure.
Do you have consistent funders? Same people reinvesting?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I
So
mean, the crazy thing is I've had 2 sales on my website since I launched my Kickstarter campaign yesterday.
why is that crazy? That's not crazy.
That's what it's
I
supposed
mean
to
that
do,
people are buying off my website and not my Kickstarter.
I mean, someone hears about it, they look you up, they buy off the website. That happens. Sure.
Yeah. I'm not complaining. I just thought it was kind of funny.
Well, so you have a following.
Yes.
Yeah, persistence gets you really far in this biz.
Indeed.
Because
That's why I do 3
one of the big
Kickstarters a year.
questions as a backer I'm going to ask is this person going to deliver me anything? The second question is, are they going to deliver anything within a sensible period of time, which is much harder.
Erwin, you found the link worked for you. I'm very glad.
I had to restart my computer. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Oh. Yeah, that can happen sometimes.
Yeah.
There we go.
I went through reboot and update hell last week. It just went on and on and on. So it's just the life of Windows.
But yeah, I got a chance to review a movie that has that has not quite been able to find a distributor willing to pony up the minimum guarantee enough to make all the backers whole. And looking it over, as I was commenting, before the stream started, I'm like, I feel like the script could have used a little work before we started putting actors in front of the screen or in front of the camera. But
is this the one that you were going to do a rewrite on?
Yeah, I'm thinking of investing in order to kind of do a couple of reshoots and stuff. I've already got a pretty decent plan, actually. Because I've been talking about I had this idea for like a Crypt Keeper style, like horror anthology series. I'm like, okay, we'll just make this episode 1. You have like a narrator, make this the pilot. We added a narrator who was kind of like, oh, the horror, the what, and then we shoot like 1 or 2 like maybe supernatural or kind of horror-y scenes, and then like the rest of the stuff falls into place, and there you go. But as in terms of a plot, do you want to hear the plot?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we open up, and we got a cowboy who is all right. So this is about 2 groups of people largely. The Sterlings, who
And the McCoys.
and the Red Clouds. So the Red Clouds are like a Native American. The story takes place in Oregon, and the Red Clouds are like Native American tribe, and I forget who like the main like kind of young male son of the Red Cloud tribe is, or clan. I mean, they're part of a tribe, but the family is a unit is kind of specifically like like a little close knit group, if you will. So like the scion of the Red Cloud. All right, so we open up with basically the two scions of the two families. One is I forget his name. He goes by Bio, but anyway, we'll just call him Bob. So Bob Sterling is like a rodeo cowboy, and he rides the bull, and he's riding it like it's nobody's business, and hooray. And then after he rides the bull, there's like an after rodeo, like get together around the campfire, and turns out bull riding a bull is rough on the body. So Bob Sterling hits up the Red Cloud dude for some H, which I'm guessing is heroin. I don't know a lot of other H's.
It is.
Yeah, right. So, well, I mean, yeah, it is in like our world. I don't know what it is in the world of the movie, but anyway, so they do like a drug deal, and then Bob's like, okay, cool, and he does the drugs that allow him to function. He climbs in his car, drives home, and gets in a car wreck and dies. So sad. Then we cut to like the Oregon forest, if you will, and Big Dad Sterling runs a lumber company, and he's pretty sad because a whole bunch of the forest recently burned down, and that's a lot of lumber he's not going to get to do. But you know what? He's thinking of like pressuring this guy, and there's a murder, and then we got like the lady Sterling, who like the sister of the dead rodeo cowboy. She wants to be a rodeo cowboy too, so she goes and like hangs out with the Red Clouds, and somehow she knows that the guy sold drugs to her brother like the night he died, but she's totally cool with it. She's like, yeah, no problem. I'm not sure how she knew that, nor am I really sure why she's so cool with it. I mean, like, I might be a bit upset if my brother died in a car wreck.
You would think the father would have been upset that his son died more than that the forest burned down, but
yeah. Anyway, so, but she's cool, and she's like she loses to like the like the woman Red Cloud like young lady, and then like the story kind of progresses a bit in terms of the investigation and because there was a murder that was related to the dad Sterling going into like this part of the forest, since the rest of the forest burned down. So then we get to like the end of the thing, and it turns out that Dad Sterling straight up murdered somebody so he could go in on the land. But part of the reason why he was doing that was because his forest burned down, which was arson from the Red Clouds. Like the Red Clouds went in and burned it down. Mm-hmm. And then like there's a big showdown in Act 3 in like one of like the lumber mills, and like the Red Clouds get on the radio and do like a big social justice message about how like white men have taken their land and stuff, and how they're fighting back. And then the Big Dad Sterling gets found out that he's a murderer and carted off, and the Red Clouds win the day, and roll credits.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right. Robert, I wanted to send you this one because this felt like a script you would like. I'm like, all right, we got some eco-terrorists, drug dealing eco-terrorists in this count, and they're the good guys, and the old white man who's been, as he frames it, he's been in the lumber business for generations. He's just a total villainous asshole, and hooray! And I don't. He wasn't quite able to sell that one. Um, I had some issues with the story myself. Like, like I'm like, okay, but the people you're holding up as like the noble heroes, they committed arson. But I guess they had reason. I don't know.
A lot of anti. Send it to me. I'd love to read it.
Okay, sure.
I'll give you my thoughts on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I would love to read it too.
I'm going to post it in scripts only right now. Okay. And
Okay.
and this thing I'm going to post, it's also an audio file. So if you want, you can listen to it. You can read along the script as it's being read, or you can just download the script. There you go. And for that matter, I can send you the movie if you want to see the movie. Like, what, it's
Yep. Send me a link.
I'm really movie is already been made.
Yeah, it's already been made.
That's the fun part, Erwin.
That's the fun part.
It has
So
to
there,
be reshot to make it tolerable.
Yeah. So I just posted it to the screenplay group, or to the scripts group. Anyway, yeah.
And is there some way that you can actually get a return on investment on this?
That is the question of the hour right now.
That's exactly what he's
That's
trying to
exactly
figure out.
we're trying to answer right now.
Okay, so Preston, here's a question.
All right.
Does the sequence of events,
Right.
like, I know you just sort of gave it to us.
Yeah.
Are these all like separate small plots?
Well, yeah, like I want to
Because,
say like
when I'm reading a story, and especially when I'm reading a screenplay,
right.
stuff happening is easy to do,
Sure.
but that's not a story. A story uses a really key word to bring parts of it together, and that word is because.
Sure.
And that's not a word you used very often when you
Right.
described the story. You used and then a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and again, like the Sterling, sister daughter, becoming a rodeo cowboy is a lot of that. I'm like, like ideally these two families should be at war. Like the brother died from the drugs sold from the Red Cloud dude, and they committed arson, on like the family business. Like these two groups should be at war, but she's there hanging out with them at the rodeo. She's totally cool with it. Like, I know you sold drugs for my brother, whatever. Like, it's like her, it's like the scenes and the characters are not put together in like a broader conflict. And that really kind of diminishes Act 3, I want to say.
I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you put that script? I don't
reshoots,
see it. I see
oh.
the link to Screenplayer. That's all I see.
Okay, well, if you click that, right, then
Yeah.
it should take you to a screen, and there's a little downloady doodad for the and
Timberlands. Got it. Okay.
you see where it says download PDF?
A
So-
download thingy dig. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, so that's for the audio file, because it's already turned into an audio if you want to listen to it. And then you can download the PDF if you want to read it. I mean, the problem with giving notes on it is it's already shot. But,
This is sort of where I was going, though. Like, it sounds like they've got some perfectly functional action scenes
right.
and just need the connecting tissue to be completely rewritten. But luckily, that's mostly dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, like I really feel like, I mean, I would want the daughter to be way more upset and combative about the thing. Also, like, I don't know, like riding a bull is one thing, but like how fast you looped your horse around the barrels, it's hard for me to really get all up in arms about that, like,
You mean the sport itself?
yeah, the sport itself,
Have
right?
you been to a rodeo? Rodeos are fun.
Well, sure, but I'm
Yeah.
saying in the context of our movie, like if we have two groups of people that are like, the Capulets and the Montagues or something, and they're like, oh, we're out to kick those other people in the rear end. Like,
That's what John was saying. The Hatfields and McCoys. I mean,
yeah.
it's a natural thing that
Right.
people relate to.
If you have like natural antagonism between two groups, and the event in question is, well, how fast did they ride the horse around the barrels? I'm like, well, that's okay.
I mean, sport is a reasonable stand-in for violence.
Yes.
But I'm not seeing how any of that's relevant to the eco-terrorists. They're just sort of there.
Yes.
They just go to the rodeo. They're just there.
It feels really disjointed, this story. It feels
it is. It is very yes.
Like they have no relationship with either the inciting incident.
How does eco-terrorism
or the denouement
relate to the rodeo? It doesn't really, except the characters involved.
You could make a point. You could make a point where the rodeo is a competition where there's rules and they can't step outside of them, so they're tense about it. Yeah. But then there's eco-terrorism where you do step outside whatever rules there are. Right. And that's where you do battle. So it's like they do battles on two different fronts: the upfront one and the bad one, the poker game and the gunfight, that kind of thing.
And that's why I wanted the daughter to be more combative, because then we would have the who rode around the barrels faster being a proxy for the greater violent fight over the forest.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say that sentence was painful to utter, but
I don't see a character that we follow from beginning.
We don't. When we ask questions like, who's the main character, we end up with, well, there really isn't one. I'm like, okay, cool.
That's a major thing. Huh?
I mean, you think that through before you go to the
expensive. I know. This is where I go, like, you know what? These are questions that maybe should have been answered before you said,
did your producer not follow there's a basic coverage script.
Yeah.
It includes who is the main character.
Yeah.
A main script coverage question is there a main character and is their goal clear?
Well, John or Danny, that's an interesting point you bring up, because there are a lot of people who, in this turmoil of independent film, are saying, just go out and shoot something.
Yeah.
And, grab your cell phone. You've got a movie camera, in your hand, and, just get it done. And they want people to shoot features this way. Not that it can't be done. It's that the carefree attitude of no planning, not asking any permission, which is part of planning, is that recklessness that they think something will come out of it. It's like you throw a whole bunch of ideas into a box, shake it up, and hope something falls out that that looks good. It's just.
Okay. So here's the thing: you can do that and be successful, but it's a bad strategy, because your strategy is to bottle lightning.
Yeah,
and you're much better off go be unapologetic, shoot on your camera, and proof the hell out of your script, so at least there's a story you can sell behind it.
Yeah,
this is the YouTube of the
script is the cheapest thing to edit. What are we doing?
I know. It pains me.
This is YouTube culture, right? I mean, YouTube people just film stuff and then post it, and then a lot of viewers actually expect to stream through a bunch of crap before they find something that they actually like to watch. And so maybe that's what they expect.
Do you expect to watch 30 minutes of crap in a feature film on Netflix before an interesting scene happens?
Right. Yeah. I mean,
and I know, okay, fine, second screen. But if you're bothering to pay attention and you don't want to be there because it's bad, you still turn someone off. And importantly, if that's what most of your audience is doing, you're not going to be able to sell your second movie.
Yeah.
Well, this has always been the problem with independent film. Is 99% of them is unwatchable because they didn't spend enough time on the script. They were too eager to shoot.
And by the way, I also posted in the script. I also posted the movie screener if you just want to watch it. So there you go.
Oh, cool.
All right, we have Hollywood Adjacent. Robert, tell us about Hollywood Adjacent.
Okay, yeah, I need a setup for this simply because it's been so long since you guys have heard any of it.
Okay.
So this is at the end of the second act, so there's quite a bit of setup that goes into it. It's a very talky script, so there's a lot of dialogue. The only reason I'm revisiting the whole thing is because somebody asked if I was be willing to write it up as a stage play as
Okay.
opposed to being a film. So here we go. The characters that you're going to experience in this scene are Kendra. She discovers her lesbian lover, Sharon, with her college professor, JC. Next, you're going to find that there.
Hold up. Is JC also a woman?
No, JC is
Oh.
not a woman. No,
So
no. Kendra's the lesbian lover. JC is the college professor.
This is like a double betrayal then.
Yes, it is. There
Okay.
you go.
All right.
And then also happening in this last segment is posted on the cinema office's door is the prompt for the Student Movie Assignment Film Festival 2. There are two Vietnam veterans who've kind of teamed up to make their movie, and because this takes place, it's a period piece back in the 70s. Two Vietnam vets, Ronnie and Warren, set up for their film to do a Munich Olympics hostage reenactment film. That's going to be their student project. There's another guy, a very strange metaphysical type of dude, Vitus, who's Scandinavian, probably Swedish, sort of, displays his lack of movie making technical knowledge. And finally, a character, Robert, has a moment of outrage in class. Everything happens in this segment to end the second act and set up a lot of antics in the third act. And there we go. So you have your setup.
Okay. Well, it sounds like there's some promise here. And there's characters who do stuff, which is brilliant. Also, you're potentially writing a play about being trapped in film school with terrible filmmaking, which is slightly hilarious.
There you go.
All right. Act 3. Exterior, Kendra driving to Sharon's place, night. Kendra sees a Volvo sports car in Sharon's driveway. Annoyed, she squeezes into a small spot further up the narrow street. She gathers the wine and snacks and makes her way back to Sharon's. The lights are out, but she sees the flicker of candlelight. Smiling, she skips up the stairs. Surprised to find front door bolted from the inside, she uses the extra keys from the movers and enters the side door to the kitchen. Placing the groceries on the counter, she hears noises from the living room. She looks into the room and sees JC mounting Sharon from behind, doggy style.
I know what it means to mount from behind, Robert.
Well, you know, sometimes it's okay to reduce ambiguity.
All right.
Kendra. Oh, okay. What the fuck? What the fuck is this?
JC and Sharon jump up, both stark naked.
It's doggy style, duh.
Get out of here.
JC charges Kendra.
Stop. I know her.
Well, you fucking bitch. You goddamn slut.
Kendra throws the house keys, hitting Sharon in the face.
There we go.
Fuck you if you think I will help. If you think I will help you buy furniture or anything else.
Well, that wasn't what he wrote.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
You should read the words that are in the script.
The words on the script. Yeah. All right.
The next door, neighbors' lights come on. At their window, the silhouette of a woman with large curlers peers through the curtains and then closes them. We see the silhouette of her picking up the phone and gesturing wildly. Kendra storms out. We hear her revving the engine. She throws Sharon's clothes onto the street, squealing the wheels and horn honking. Kendra continues her profanity-laced tirade as she drives off. Interior, Sharon's bathroom several minutes later. That's a great location.
Wait, I thought this was a play.
Well, it's going to be, but it's not yet. It's the script. I have to rewrite it. So that's why I'm.
JC gently applies a Band-Aid to a cut on Sharon's forehead. Both are still naked. She looks up at him, eyes tearing. He hugs her. She looks up and gently kisses him.
I'm so sorry. It's best if you go.
Yes. Will you be okay?
You know, I think I will be.
Interior, faculty offices bulletin board. An excellent location people can walk in and out of.
Yes.
Day. The second film festival assignment posted outside the faculty offices, and students busily take notes from the sheet. Wait, what? What? The second film festival assignment posted outside the faculty offices, and students busily take notes. Okay. The assignment posted takes notes. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. I thought this wasn't a psychedelic film. I was really confused.
For the first assignment, everyone is to shoot a film that is at least 10 minutes.
Harrison turns to everyone standing behind him.
Which is at least 5 rolls of Super 8 film, maybe more.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't camera, brother. Exterior Westwood Federal Building boarding. Ronnie and Warren arrive for their film shoot and park in the employee lot. They start unloading all the military props from the back of the Jeep. A car pulls into the parking space next to them. A well-dressed woman, age 40, gets out.
You have to park an armory lot. These are for the federal building staff.
Ronnie looks up from gathering the props out the back of the Jeep, and stands up straight, holding several prop machine guns. Woman 1 screams and runs into the federal building.
Ha! See how real these look? Our films are going to be great. Hey, maybe we should get her to play a part.
Pretty sure she doesn't want anything to do with us. So where are the crew and actors?
They should be here any minute. Oh, wait, I think that's them.
Wow, they are already in costume. Those guns look real.
They're not supposed to have any guns. They're going to be the hostages.
A bullhorn blasts out.
Drop your weapons. Get on the ground.
Warren and Ronnie look at each other, pause, then drop to the ground, screaming their serial numbers.
RA
469-83791. Yeah, right. Okay.
Federal guards with weapons aim at Ronnie and Warren, handcuff and lead them into the federal building. Just arriving, the school film crew and actors just stare, holding costumes and tripods.
Hey, no worries. Just a misunderstanding.
Let JC know we're going to be late for class today.
Interior, student store, day. The students line up to buy supplies for their projects.
I need to buy rolls of film for my assignment.
Are you in the photography or cinema?
Cinema.
Okay, we have 16 millimeter and Super 8, 400 foot and 50 foot plus 200 foot magazines. They light balanced, tungsten balanced, and B&W. Which do you want?
I missed the lecture on types of film.
I need to know which kinds. There's a lot of people, you know.
Harrison, next in line behind Vitas, offers his advice.
If you're shooting in daytime, get daylight balance. You need to turn in a 10-minute film, and it is 2 minutes a roll. Okay, 5 rolls of daylight. Super 8. Only 5 rolls? What if you make a mistake? And what about splicing tape? There are no mistakes. I believe film is a metaphysical exercise. The film will make itself.
I love it.
Yep, editing in camera. Let's go.
Love it.
Harrison stares at Vitas as he leaves, takes a sniff of his nasal decongestant, and sneezes loudly. Exterior day. Cinema lunch tables. Okay. Vitas selects his crew from students who either own or checked out cameras this week.
Here is a roll. Please film today. Whatever you want, today. I will pay to have the rolls developed.
Interior. Next day. Student workroom. Vitas approaches Robert to splice all the developed rolls together. Viewing the footage, Robert looks up at Vitas confused.
Anybody else?
How about
None
you?
of this makes any sense.
Right.
It's all different stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. A lot of it is out of focus. What am I supposed to do with it?
Well, that's okay. Just splice all the rolls together. I will buy you an Astro Burger if you finish editing today.
Robert just looks at Vitas, shaking his head in disbelief, and proceeds to assemble the 5 rolls.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Pause. Robert looks up from the film viewer.
Can I get fries with the burger?
Interior Lecture Hall Film Festival 2 day. Vitus's film is the last shown for the festival. The projection screen shows Vitus's movie Final Scene out of focus with waving handheld camera. A trash can tumbles over, rolls down the street, and the tail leader ends the film. A jumbled mess, much as Robert predicted. Some students are giggling, others swearing.
What bullshit?
It'll win an Academy Award.
What the fuck?
Harrison leans over to the row in front to Sharon and Sarah, his head between them. They recoil at his intrusion.
I think I can explain what Vitus was trying to do. You see, it's a metaphysical.
Please don't.
The three cinema instructors, JC, Arnie, and Lenny, seated in the back of the hall, shout questions.
Quiet down, please. Who did the filming?
5 students raise their hands.
Who was responsible for the editing?
Robert hesitantly raises his hand. Lenny slowly drags a puff of her cigarette, says nothing, and then flicks the ash. Arnie, sitting next to Lenny, looks down at his shoes. Walking out of the hall, the students who worked on the film collectively worry they will be blamed for the utter disaster.
Oh, if I get an F because of that Scandinavian scuzzball.
Thanks a lot, Vitus. We better not fail this assignment.
Please don't worry. I am responsible for everything. I am responsible for the film. Everything will be all right.
You probably should have asked to turn it in late. Nobody will want to work on your films now.
Robert places a reassuring hand on Vitus's shoulder.
I will, but it needs to be perfect before you show it to anyone.
Oh, I don't believe in perfection. I learn by doing and making mistakes and doing things again. Doing is better than perfecting.
That is kind of weird. Do I still get the burger?
With fries.
Interior, next day. Another brilliant location people can walk in and out of.
Yes.
Faculty office's bulletin board. An excellent time of day. The department secretary posts each professor's choices for festival winners on a typed sheet of 8.5 times 11 department letterhead. Slowly running his finger down the lists, Robert's jaw drops. Vitus, winner on all 3 lists.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Fucking fuck.
There you go.
Interior, screenwriting class, day. The room fills with crosstalk.
Why did Vitus win?
Why?
Yeah,
Some students were laughing, others shouting expletives about the winner.
Everybody, hey, everyone, just accept the results and move on. I have a new Hollywood saying, you're only as good as your next film. Today, we're looking at the opening title sequences and their role in storytelling. This is Walk on the Wild Side.
Interior, Lenny's class, day.
Stop whining. It was my choice, far and above any of the pitiful attempts shown. You will not always win. Not everyone will like what you do, period. Get over it. Subject closed.
Robert, I feel compelled.
Yeah.
We have a slug line.
Yeah.
And all we have is a character talking. Like, there's no description
of the room, right?
Of the room, or what you want that actor to do while they talk, or maybe they're talking to somebody else. I don't know.
Maybe they're in a class just talking to themselves.
Yeah, maybe they're in classes talking to themselves, you know. And even if that's what they're doing, you know, give them like, you know, some kind of direction about like, are they like just gesticulating wildly, or are they just like standing stoically? Is this like, are they talking to themselves as they're walking along? I don't know. You got to tell me these things.
Okay.
Interior, JC's classroom day. Robert goes on a full rant. JC listens, expressionless. Robert stands up from his seat facing the students.
We were taught skills, specific skills.
He then turns directly facing JC.
Skills essential to the cinematic language.
Several outbursts from students are heard.
Whoa, cowboy.
That's rude.
Hey, that's rude.
Robert looks around, then faces JC again.
We were lectured, drilled, and tested. Why are you making this all worthless? It's a joke. It was a terrible film. I'm sorry. You're a nice guy, but it was shit. The film was shit. We never went to the technical tutorials. The film was shit, and he never actually did anything. No filming, no editing, zero, zip, nada.
Robert stays standing, staring at JC, expecting an answer. JC lets the moment mature. JC needs to say their line now.
Yeah. Vitas demonstrated the greatest and most vital skill for a filmmaker. He got people to do the things he needed done.
JC looks over the class sitting in stunned silence.
Samuel Goldwyn, the G and MGM, a producer from the golden age of Hollywood movies, he said, "If I were in this business only for the business, I wouldn't be in this business." So I challenge each of you to think about why you are here and what you hope to accomplish.
Robert just stared at JC. It felt like minutes, but it was seconds. The classroom was silent. Robert finally sank into his seat, stunned by the profound lesson he just received. JC's understanding of film, of what's required to make films, makes him special. And that's what I love about him.
The end. Probably. The end.
The end.
Well, the end of Act 2, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, that was the end of Act 3. It started with the end of Act 2.
No. It was the end of Act 2. Act 3.
Then why was the first line on the first page, end Act 2?
It's the ending of Act 2. It should have been an ing participle. Sorry.
All right. Danny, what did you think? Good stuff.
I think there were some punchlines for jokes that we never saw set up, but I'm sure they're quite funny. I think there was a lesson about filmmaking that stuck with me. And it very much felt like a whole lot of people suffered while watching student films, which is true. Always true. So there's some verite, there's a moral, and there's some naked people having fighting drama. So they were all very exciting moments that were indeed memorable. And that was fun.
All right. John.
I like the naked parts.
Yeah, I I was when I was reading that, I'm like, if John were writing this, he would have given way more description to like the naked bodies and stuff. Robert, on the other hand, was very modest about it.
Though, if it's a play, this is a play I'm gonna probably want to go see.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hold you to that, John.
All right.
I mean, it's gonna have to be somewhere in Florida unless you're buying airfare.
All right, Irvin, what do you think?
Well, I think of Robert's various works. I think this is my favorite so far.
Okay.
I like the type of conflict that's going on here. This is kind of the thing that it's more of a thing that I'm into. It's not your. I didn't like the action films the action works that you had done in the past. And yeah, art school drama. It's fun. It's real, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. I don't feel like I'm in the middle of a trope, right? So that's the good part. I like the lesson, the surprise of why Vitas won, or Vitas won this competition. That was funny and clever. I can see Robert as a character. I identify with him as your sort of everyman who has some common sense, right? And Vita, I can see also as a character, kind of flaky, dreamy, and just doesn't know how to do stuff. So, okay.
I mean, we had some cool characters, you know. It's film school, so we had a story about a guy who put together like a bad movie for, you know, all the typical motivations that would typically go into people making bad movies, and he made a bad movie, and the bad movie won somehow. We don't. I'm not. The movie. These pages don't tell us how it won, but it won. Um, when it shouldn't have won, and you know that's life right there. So good job, Rob. Could it be made better? I mean, technically there are some parts of the script about like slug lines and no like descriptions, and I'm I'm not sure like what the total length is. The I'm going to go into constructive now. The breakup of the lesbian relationship with the professor didn't seem to really be all that important to everything else that happened. So that led me to question why it was even there. Outside of course, we get to see people naked, and that really is enough reason in and of itself, I suppose. But I mean, it could have been a little bit more plot relevant. Erwin.
Yeah, that was my main question. What are these other characters doing? Why are we seeing so much of them? Why do they take up so much page space? And I'm guessing that they are secondary characters to Robert. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm hoping, because otherwise it feels like this is the end of the second act, and there's supposed to be some sort of deepening crisis going on for the characters, and I guess maybe this is an ensemble piece, right? Because there is a serious crisis for the lesbian. What's her name?
Sharon and Kendra.
Sharon, right? Sharon has just been betrayed, right? Or is it Kendra? Kendra's just been betrayed. Kendra's just been betrayed on a very deep level. So that's I think a suitable setup for the end of the second act. But yeah, I mean, how many characters do you have that are main characters? Is it two? Is it Kendra and Robert? I'm guessing.
No, in the actual screenplay, Sharon is the protagonist. Robert is among the people on the ensemble. There's a lot of characters in it. It's one of the weaknesses of the 101 page script, that it's going to have to be radically changed to make it make sense as a play.
Yeah, well, I mean, you want the most dramatic stuff to happen to the main character, Sharon, right?
Yeah.
So, and in these pages, what we see is Kendra in the deepest crisis, Robert in a sort of spiritual, artistic crisis, like what is wrong with the world? Why, things do not work the way they're supposed to work. And then, so I think that structurally, that would, that would be the biggest issue for you. So,
good. I love that, because that is, in fact, Robert's character throughout the entire script, is his presumption of how things should go and how they actually go. That's interesting. He's caught that. Good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I identify with it, and I'm interested in how he refigures out the world, possibly in a more Goldwyn-esque, more cynical manner. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
Okay, that's it.
John, how could it be made better? We got to know.
Well, obviously more tits.
No, yeah, I was going to say more
tits. Just for the note, there are more naked scenes in the beginning.
Actually, that's kind of my question. So, this character who's supposed to be a lesbian, is she like she's getting screwed by a dude in the beginning, right?
Yep,
so
that's
is she
right.
like bi and her partner doesn't know?
I feel that's self-evident. I can answer for Rob.
No, that's not
why
my
that
point.
scene lives still. Yes, that's the point. It's
My point is she lying to her partner about who she is and what her sexuality actually is?
yeah, she doesn't bother telling anybody anything, but it's that is the conflict. You've identified it correctly.
So I'm assuming that this is an arc that this character is going to go through as she figures this out.
Among several, yes, the heroine's journey. Yeah.
So is she lying to herself as well, or is she just an a-hole who's lying to everybody else?
It's it's a period piece, so it's of the times where there's a lot more experimentation going on, and that's what she was doing, but it kind of gets shelved for her more natural instincts. That's the best way to put it. It was a thrill-seeking thing, and Kendra ends up getting hurt, as Erwin identified. So
I wish Moby were here sometimes. That's all. All right, Danny.
Okay, well, I think there's a core structural problem to this act, which is that nothing that appears after the naked people in flagrante breakup scene is more interesting than that scene. And although the lesson that Robert learns is interesting, Robert's not the main character, Kendra is. I'm really confused as to why the revelation that Kendra's relationship is not what she thinks it was, is not your cliffhanger for this act, because that is more exciting than watching a whole bunch of students sitting in a classroom watching terrible films.
I agree with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, I know it sounds really trite, but what have you done in this act that's more interesting than that scene? Nothing. Why is that scene first? So there could be a whole day of like, what's her name's girlfriend agreeing with the asshole professor and started getting in fights. Then Robert finding out his lesson, then the girlfriend getting home, your protagonist, and finding out that her girlfriend was agreeing with the professor, not because necessarily she agreed with the professor, because she was trying to get in his pants, and it worked. And then your protagonist is the one suffering a crisis, and anyone who cares about your protagonist is going to be interested to know what happens next to these people. Otherwise, your protagonist, Robert, has learned a lesson, the end.
The end that is wrapped up of the reason why she loves
JC. Robert learned his lesson about filmmaking in film school. That's the end of your story.
The wrap up was
what you've given us
her writing in the notebook that he learned the lesson. She learned the lesson, and that's why she loves JC.
If Kendra is your protagonist, Kendra needs to have
Sharon's the protagonist.
I don't care. Since Sharon's your protagonist, the final scene of your act should be about what happens next in Sharon's story, and right now it isn't.
Okay.
So if this is a thing about lessons learned in film school, that's cool. But if it's about a person having drama while also being in film school, then, your structure should emphasize that.
I completely agree.
All right.
Oh, and there weren't enough jokes about terrible student films.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. You got any questions for us, Robert?
No. It's I know that that's a cut down from what was in the script, because I'm trying to it's in the middle of turning it into a play, and I can't believe how difficult it is to strip away all the ideas of the scenes that you can put together, and you end up with things like a slug that leads to a dialogue that no longer makes sense. I have no idea how to stage that. I am completely confused about how to put this on stage. So it's an interesting challenge that I intend to learn a lot from.
I find going from screenplays to comics much easier.
Yeah. Well, you can't have all these
I highly
changes,
recommend
Robert.
you give it a try.
Yeah. Well, I've got that comic that needs to be finished, but I need an illustrator for that and some money. So that's
Yes.
down the road. But it's I'm looking at it. Somebody offered, so I thought I'd take a stab at it. Again, there's not going to be any significant money involved, so I have to balance my energies and where they go. But I do appreciate the feedback on it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is going to be really tough to do as a play. I mean, you can't have cars and all sorts of going in and out of. I mean, you can have going in and out of houses, but yeah, the opportunities to do action scenes, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity to do like dialogue, like lots and lots of dialogue,
I
which I
produce
think
theater. I'm not worried about any of that stuff.
Okay, what would you say? I can't hear you.
You can do a lot with spotlights, with flats on wheels, with sound effects. I'm not worried about any of that stuff.
Yeah, this would be an inequity waiver theater, so it'd be absolutely minimalistic.
Yeah, and then what you actually do to nail it down depends on your actual budget, and then your producer will help you with that, and your stage director will help you with that. So like right now, write the story that you imagine, and then you're going to eventually have a meeting where you have to cut it down to what you're actually going to put on the boards. That's a different thing.
Yeah, the biggest benefit I have is that the original script is dialogue heavy, and so it's just a matter of extracting it. But the locations and some of the action, visually were critical. So I've got to abandon that, and that's the struggle that I'm in. So.
Yeah, I would definitely turn it into as much of a stage play as possible before you hand it over to someone else and expect them to work magic and stuff. Yeah, I've had a stage play produced, and yeah, it can be a mess. So anything that you can do to make it easier up front before it gets into someone else's hands, I would do that.
Well, here's a quick example. That bathroom scene in the house at the beginning does not need to be in the bathroom. They can just stay in the living room.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then you can just keep the same couch prop and use it for both of those bits of dialogue.
The couch. I hadn't thought of that.
The only prop that's going to be on the stage,
but you can't see the carpet.
The prop is going to be the couch.
Yeah.
And the
I should
couch
mention one
away from the audience to hide everyone's naughty bits, because you're probably not going to find community theater actors willing to let it all out like that for $0.
I would definitely punctuate the thing with more.
Yeah, they're definitely not doing it for $0. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So the living room will be represented by a couch and probably a TV and a spotlight.
Yeah.
Right. And then person's walking in front of the house, spotlight's on the person walking, enters the house, light moves to inside the house. There's maybe a standalone door, the end. Like that's what you're looking at. And that's pretty heavy for an equity theater production in terms of props.
Yeah.
You need stagehands to move this stuff. So that's what that scene is. It's going to be as minimal as you can get away with. And we're ever going to be dragged on stage when something else is happening on the other side of the stage in the dark.
Yeah. Well, it's very intimate, equity waiver. It's, there's 60 seats and nobody's further than 100 feet from the stage. So it's pretty tight.
100 feet? Oh, that's pretty big.
It's the very back up at the top. It's very arched, but it's about 100 feet. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, I would definitely, if I were you, I would definitely punctuate it with some physical humor and some little jokes here and there, because the modern, I think, audience can get bored listening to what they may consider to be just long dialogue.
I think any sensible adult would get bored listening to film school students prattle on for too long.
Yeah.
So making it funny.
It's not all film. It's about the relationships that people develop in film school, obviously. But yeah. And by the way, most of that, 85% of it, actually happened. So you figure out which. Oh
God! So it's a play based on a screenplay about film school,
and all really happened.
Yeah. Written based on someone's experience in film school.
Yep.
Wow, there aren't that many pieces today, are there? These are just experimental titles.
All right, Aaron, we got alien zoos keep human animals.
Yeah.
Alien zoo hypothesis.
We don't have to read through all these. I was just testing out.
Favorite? I guess we'll go with the top one. Alien zoo keep human.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
This is a comic book.
Oh, neat. There we go. I love comic books. I even make comic books. All right. Page 1. Thousands of feet deep in the sea. Panel 1. Black panel. No letterbox caption. 1957.
I don't understand what that's supposed to. Is that just text on black?
I think that's text on black.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you just say text on black?
I could.
Right? No, you.
I mean, Danny's the.
And then you let your letterer do it. But if you don't want, a bounding box, that's fine. Saying it is fine.
All right.
Okay.
Panel 2, Marina, 22, seems to be asleep in the deep sea. She has the white haircut in this imagery and a very pale body. She wears a 1950s American swimsuit. She is floating vertically, her eyes closed. Panel 3, zoom out. She floats among the group of sperm whales who also float vertically around her. Caption, when I need to hibernate, I seek out the sperm whales of these seas.
Oh, yeah, she does.
She sure does. Caption, every world has sperm whales, I imagine. They're the quiet contemplators and concise telegraphers of the ecosystem.
Wait, sperm whales are huge, right?
Yeah, they're massive.
They are.
Right,
Yeah.
and she's tiny.
Yes, also true.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm assuming she's normal sized, John.
Well, let me rephrase. She's normal size.
But you
sperm
mean
whales are normal size for sperm whales. I'm just imagining how you're going to have them all in this panel to get. Like, how does a human-sized person swim with a sperm whale?
You just see their head and their eyeball.
Yeah.
Looking at this normal-sized person. You don't show the whole sperm whale.
Or you see them in the background.
But she might be very small. I mean, we zoomed out, right? Okay, so.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Panel 4. SFX click clack click clack. The sound of a whale near her, blasting her up from her meditation. Caption, the biggest fire in the world, you say? Caption, and you do know of Fire's whale?
What do you know of Fire's whale?
What do you know of Fire's whale? That's right.
Oh, are these captions actually supposed to be narration boxes?
Maybe.
Right. Yeah, narration boxes. Yeah.
Danny's lettering it already. Yeah. That's
they might be narration boxes, yeah. Panel 5, Marina is swimming towards the surface, away from the whales, past a school of jellyfish. Caption, damn the ether. It is time to exchange. I wonder with whom. Probably some smelly gene hog. It's never someone pretty. I don't know what that means, but all right, I'm going to keep going. She latches onto a giant squid.
Hungry squid? Take me to the morons.
Wait, she says this while underwater in the ocean?
Yes, it's underwater. Yeah.
Yes, that is what the page says.
Okay.
Yeah, bubbles would come up as she says it.
Anyway.
Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Panel 1. The giant squid emerges from underwater, grabbing a sailboat of tourists. Marina flies through the air, having been flung up by the giant squid, whipping its head and arms. She has a slightly annoyed look on her face. Caption, nitrogen gas, not my jam. Caption, price of being a moron, I suppose. Panel 2. She swims towards shore. Caption, back to work. Caption, good thing is. Panel 3. Panel 1. She opens the door to a convertible being driven by James Dean-looking young man, pomaded hair, leather jacket, white tee. Caption, I get to fall in love.
Take me to the morons that build the biggest fire on this planet.
You mean the Aggies of Texas A&M College? Sorry, you mean the Aggies of Texas A&M College? It's not a question. There's no question.
It's an Aggie joke, I guess. Anyway, panel 2, driving on the highway. I haven't heard an Aggie joke in a long time. Driving on the highway, flanked on both sides by thick forest. Perhaps I could fall in love with this moron.
Is your boyfriend an Aggie?
Turn to me and look confused, moron.
Panel 3, James Dean turns towards her and looks confused. Nope, cannot fall in love. I just can't. Not with that. She can't fall in love with James Dean. What the hell's her problem, dude? Women. All right. Panel 4. Marina holds a pinwheel to the wind. A luminescent tentacle comes out from her mouth, flutters in the wind on the side that James Dean cannot see.
Yes, my boyfriends are all Aggies. I cannot exchange with you.
Caption, besides, my mission is to build the zoo, and it shan't be a petting zoo.
Why shan't it?
I don't know, John, but that's what it says. So I'm going to read it. Panel 5. Establishing shot of the whites only swimming pool in Bryan College Station, 1957. Marina is entering the public pool, which has a sign that says public pool and one below saying whites only. Panel 6. Marina speaks to the chubby pool manager. I wouldn't, since we're introducing chubby pool manager, I would like if you could give me some description on that dude, just so we know what was
He's
wrong.
a chubby pool manager.
I mean, he's chubby. It could be. It could still be a lady, but I'm assuming it's a dude.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. I'll do that. Yeah.
You know, how old, stuff like that. She is bending through the window of the entrance hut. Her cleavage is clearly visible to the male pool manager.
I am white only. Give me a job at this puddle of chlorine. I can swim 100 laps with you on my back.
Exterior log cabin in the piney woods night, page 4. No letterbox caption, days later. It's pitch black at night as Dr. Calhoun, PhD, 35, watches the Milky Way. He wears wire-rimmed spectacles, and even in plaid, he looks like a scientist. Panel 2, a possum and her 2 offspring walk around the ground before him. He watches. Calhoun takes note on a stenographer's pad. Panel 3, the possum hisses at him, baring her teeth. Sis. Panel 4, the possum and her offspring run away.
At least one of those baby possums is going to die of hunger this winter.
Panel 5, Calhoun stands erect, defensively postured. Who's Calhoun? He's a professor, right? Okay. All right. He's okay. Whatever.
Maybe this was a John Lamont moment.
Yeah. All right. I'm okay. Whatever. Shocked to see the woman before him in the wilderness, dressed in ethereal, ghostly garb. She looks spectacular and wondrous.
Would it not be proper to build the rodents a universe of abundance?
Who the hell are you? How'd you find my cabin? Panel 6, Marina presses her finger to his lips to hush him.
I came here from over there.
Calhoun looks at her face, perplexed.
Where? You didn't indicate a direction.
Panel 8, Calhoun is looking at her finger on his lips. Her finger is pointing up.
Did I not point?
Page 5, panel 1. Calhoun looks up with his eyes only, not turning his head up.
What would happen if morons, rodents, I mean, got everything they needed? Would that not be preferable to running around in the wild?
Panel 2. Imagine the scene: 8 mice in a 10-foot by 10-foot cage with several floors and myriad tunnels.
This would be Marina.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Very large. Okay. Am I supposed to read it?
Yeah, Marina. Yeah.
A very large mansion that could house thousands, any number of toys to play with, all varieties of food.
Panel 3. A mouse being massaged by human hands.
Medical care, massages, and vacations.
Panel 4. Mice copulating, playing, eating.
Oh, it is John Lamont.
It is.
They can eat all day, play all day, procreate all day, every day, whatever they wish.
Panel 5. Calhoun ponders, her finger still on his lips.
You're drooling.
Panel 6. Calhoun wipes his mouth. Her finger has been removed.
I imagine they'd thrive. It'd be paradise. I mean, no work and all play. What's not to love?
Panel 7. Marina holds Dr. Calhoun's face with both hands.
Prove it. Prove your hypothesis and save this. Your world, our world.
Panel 8. Marina walks away, her fantastical dress simply streaming forever, Calhoun chasing after her in a half trance.
Once you show the world, I will return and fall in love with you. Our first date is set.
Panel 9. Calhoun holds a wisp of her dress even as she is 100 feet down the forest path. The wisp is still connected to her dress, amazingly. Interior high school classroom day. Panel 1. Marlon Santos, 10, Black American, sits in a high school room of Black high school students. They are significantly bigger than him, and they are about 5 or 6 years older than him. However, he is still dressed quite smartly, with his button-up shirt, suspenders, and pen in his shirt pocket. The teacher, Mr. Carter, points at a set of algebraic equations that involve both x and y variables.
Can anybody tell me how to solve these equations simultaneously?
Panel 2. Marlon stands up. Some of the older students are looking at him, and Urban 11, Chinese American, his striped TV shirt, is rolling his eyes.
Yes, of course, Mr. Carter. But what I want to know is, can I use multiple equations to describe the trajectory of a rocket ship?
Panel 3. Mr. Carter points at Marlon.
Good question, Marlon. The answer is you need to take a calculus class, and we don't have a calculus teacher at this school.
Well, which school teaches it?
Panel 4. Urban points towards the window.
The white school, dummy. Quiet, Urban. Go sit in the hall.
Panel 5. Later. The students walk out of the classroom, and Marlon approaches Urban.
One of these days, Mr. Carter is going to send you back to grade school.
That's where I belong. I can't keep up with all this mess.
Panel 6. Marilyn Monroe, 31, approaches Marlon and Urban. She is wearing sunglasses, and her hair is covering that makes her look a lot older. She is a secretarial or administrative outfit.
John, you got to read Marilyn Monroe.
All right. Wherever I go in this wonderful nation of ours, I seek out the brightest and best student in every city, and I give them a big JFK.
Panel 1, page 7, panel 1. Marilyn pats Marlon on the back hard as Urban watches.
Pat on the back.
What about me?
Panel 2.
You get a pat on the back, and you get a pat on the back.
That's his question.
Yeah, they look at Urban, or do I get a pat on the back?
Panel 3. She takes off her sunglasses. She looks like Marilyn Monroe, the public image of Marilyn Monroe. She speaks to Marlon only.
My name is Norma Jean, and I work out of the office of the junior senator from New York.
You're Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn puts her hand on Marlon's shoulder.
Who's Marlon?
Sorry,
young
she
black
has how many verbs in this panel?
A bunch.
Okay.
Your name is Marlin, right? I want you to meet the senator tonight at the bonfire ceremony.
Panel 4. Marlin seems unfazed. He asks,
Where did Marlin come from?
He's a student.
What happened to Urban?
Well, there's two of them. There's Marlin and Urban, right?
There you
Marlin is black and Urban is Chinese American.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Sorry I missed that.
Marlin seems unfazed. He asks, and Marilyn answers.
Why is Senator Kennedy here all the way from New York, Mrs. Miller?
You know everything, don't you, Marlin? Speaker Johnson asked Jack to come down and watch the morons burn trees while the Soviets fly a monkey over them.
I love it. All right. Panel 5. Marlin speaks confidently.
It's a dog, Mrs. Miller. If Mr. Kennedy can get me into the white school, I'd be happy to meet with him.
Panel 6. Marilyn bends at the waist to get on the level with Marlin.
I have to run now. See you tonight, and bring your wingman. He's cute.
Panel 7. Background. She hurries away with her sunglasses back on. She approaches a black town car with tinted windows. Foreground. Urban is in ecstasy, and Marilyn rolls his eyes.
Marlin, yeah.
Marlin, yeah.
Oh, my Lord. She called me cute.
I believe it was meant in a patronizing fashion.
Beep, beep. Page 8, panel 1. The boys turn to see Marina and Carmen Gia with her window rolled down.
Hello, boys. Where you headed?
Marlin wants to go to the white school.
Interior Chevy Day, panel 2. All right.
I'm sorry, it's supposed to be Carmen Gia. Interior Carmen Gia. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Marina's driving, and the boys are sitting in the back seat.
What was that pretty lady talking to you about?
She thinks Marlin here should win the Nobel Prize. He's so smart.
She's got a friend coming to the bonfire. She wants me to meet. She's got a friend coming to the bonfire. She wants me to meet.
Panel 3. They've arrived at A&M Consolidated High School.
I see. Well, we're here, the whites only school.
Marlin, you're crazy.
He is, but you let me do the talking. I'm a white girl.
Interior Principal's Office, Dave. Panel 4. Marina, Marlin, and Urban stand before the principal, who sits behind his rather modest desk covered with papers and a football.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. Ogden. I was wondering if these two colored boys might be able to attend your whites-only school.
I feel like the question answers itself. But all right.
Yeah.
You're only saying that, Preston, because the question answers itself.
Okay. Panel 5. Marlin squeezes past Marina.
Excuse me, sir. My name is Marlon Santos, and I was wondering if I could take a calculus course here.
Panel 6. Mr. Ogden stands up. Who's Ogden?
Son, you look like you're about 9 years old.
I'm 10, sir.
And second, I'm guessing Lincoln High School.
Marina interjects.
The inferior black school.
I'm guessing they don't offer calculus.
No, sir, they don't.
Page 9, panel 1. Mr. Ogden puts his arms akimbo.
Now, even at an advanced pace, you're probably still learning algebra.
Yes, sir.
So what's the doggone rush to learn calculus?
That was not a question. That was a sentence.
Yeah, I see that.
Panel 2. Marlin points up.
You hear that?
Panel 3. Mr. Ogden cups his ears.
Little green men? Marlin's scared of little green men.
Panel 4. Marlin impassioned now.
That beeping sound is Sputnik 2, telegraphing to us that the communists are going to eat our Constitution for lunch, and us Americans are an after-dinner mint.
Panel 5. Mr. Ogden sitting again.
I see. Well, Mr. Santos, you make a strong case. We need as many brilliant minds like yours.
Panel 6. Marina interjects again.
But they don't let little black morons into the school just because they want to fight little red commie morons.
Panel 7. Mr. Ogden stares at Marina for a second. They all do. Page 10, panel 1, Mr. Ogden hands Marlon a business card.
3 years ago, Chief Counsel Thurgood Marshall won the case for school integration at the Supreme Court. Sir.
You must take it up with the school board. Until I approve, I can't integrate.
Panel 2, Marina, leading Marlon away, her hands on his shoulders.
You have got to fight for your people, Marlon, even if it takes 1,000 years, which it will. You can't spend every day in the library studying. You must take the dive. Do you boys hear me?
Panel 3, Marina's eyes light up blue-green like the sea. She has a faint Mona Lisa smile on her face.
If you want to attend the white school, you must take the dive.
Panel 4, whites-only swimming pool. A little girl with blonde hair from a poor white family points at Marlon, who is standing in his street clothes near the swimming pool next to Urban. She wears a tattered swimsuit, and her parents wear very old swimsuits.
Ain't he black?
Caption, well, that's Marlon, right?
Yeah, that's Marlon. Yeah.
Go, Marlon.
How did I end up here? This pool is whites only.
Panel 5, Urban is standing next to Marlon as white boys, girls, and adults stop and look at Marlon and Urban. I feel the entirety of the white masses glaring at us. White masses?
Boy, I know you ain't but just a boy, but we ain't ready for you.
Panel 6, Urban sprints towards the diving board. All right. I mean, that was interesting. We had, it was Texas based. So, I always like stuff that's based. We were calling the Aggies morons. It was just not the first time that's happened. We were going all over the place. We started in the ocean. We had Marina, who was hanging out with sperm whales, and somehow she just decides, or so, I'm a little lost on how we're gonna form a zoo thing happens, but it happens, and somehow she's wandering around Texas, looking for which morons are going to build the big fire. I'm not sure why she's looking for which morons are going to build the big fire, and I'm not sure why she thinks everyone's a moron, but she does, and it's kind of cute. But she's wandering around Texas. Then we meet some non-white students at a school. Marlon is very bright. He's studying physics, what seems like. He wants to help build rockets during the space race, and this is the late 50s, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's 57. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 57. And he runs into Marilyn Monroe, who says, I forget what she says, other than
she thinks a 10-year-old's cute.
Yeah. I mean, she does some Marilyn-y interactions. I don't know a ton more than that, but she does, and that's awesome. And thank goodness. And then they go to the white school, and they're like, well, we can't integrate you yet, despite the Supreme Court, because we need the school board to approve that. And then Marina, and I'm not sure how she got there, but she was somehow there and kind of involved in this discussion.
And Carmen Gia. She drove up in a Carmen Gia.
Okay, yeah. And she's like, you boys need to just take the dive. And then they go to the whites only pool, and that's where our story ends. I mean, look, it's interesting. It's bringing together elements I've never seen brought together before. Neat. All right, Danny.
So much stuff happens in this.
Yeah.
I like how Marina called everybody morons.
Yeah, that was cute.
And I thought it was interesting that Marilyn Monroe showed up to proposition an 11-year-old.
Okay.
All right.
John?
Yeah, no, I thought the Marina character was rather interesting. She definitely has being the alien that's putting together this zoo, which you make it obvious very early on that she's not. If we're buying the ticket to the human zoo and we all of a sudden see an alien in the first couple pages, I mean, we know what we're here for and we're on board. So I like the Marina character. I thought she was interesting. Her interactions with the humans was interesting, and her kind of like looking down on them kind of is kind of the same way we would look down on animals that we are putting into a zoo. So yeah, all of that tracked. And
Okay.
We all frozen? Oh, okay.
Robert.
Yeah, it's well, the scope is interesting of how this creature, Marina, transitions from a variety of environments, from the deep ocean with her, you know, aqua friends, to the lands and the forest of rodents, to humans. And I'm assuming that there's a linkage there that will be revealed later, and I think it can be, the potential for that is very interesting, um, and it's kind of an equating of all this human and animal life, well, just animal life, that they're all animals, and I think that's what the moron represents, um, because they're the only ones that don't seem to understand that they're an animal. So those are all messages, if you will, that are there, and so it looks to be interesting. You've got lots of potential for conflict. I'd love to see it developed.
All right. Thanks, Robert.
All right. Robert, how do we make it better?
Okay, well, I think tying it together, I don't see this, so I don't quite understand the panels. I don't think there's enough art direction in there for an illustrator to get your idea across, because I don't see it. Um, and I'd like to see more description of what's actually we'd be looking at in the illustrations. So I'm going to call it art direction, and more of what these characters actually look like. I think you need to really place them in a visual focus, for us to to be able to start to imagine them, and that would be the artists, to make that creative. Um, Having her make that transition from undersea creature to person driving a Carmingia and have it look at all acceptable, I think that's going to be a huge challenge, and I don't know how you're going to do it. But otherwise, the conflicts that you've set up, um, I think, need to challenge absolutely everybody, and I just don't know which characters are going to accept the challenge and speak for the positions that they hold, whether it's to maintain the circumstance as it is, whether they're going to champion the change, and whether these kids are going to be the ones who drive that energy to make the change. I don't know how you're going to pull all that together. So those are things that need to be considered. That's it.
Yeah. Well, it will definitely take a couple left turns. So yeah, this is not, but we'll y'all will see that. Yeah, it's not straight up. It's not a straight up social justice theme here. So all right. Well,
so, like Robert, I did have was a little confused, and I kind of made a comment we were reading a bit about when she's swimming with the whales, because I'm looking at it from a scale perspective. And like if I'm just wondering again, I'm not going to get into that because that wasn't my primary thing. Because your artist, I'm sure an artist creative enough will make it look great having her swimming with whales. However, he does perspective. My primary thing was using all of these celebrities in your comic, estates of celebrities can be quite litigious, and I don't really get the point of using these people. And I would highly recommend that you make changes to the story to not require these celebrities. I don't really follow that. And I think your story would be stronger if you relied on original characters, and I think the story itself is strong enough that it doesn't need those characters, and I think having them kind of makes it feel like a bit of a crutch. So again, I don't know what the Marilyn and the James Dean. I mean, why is it James Dean? Why can't it just be a cute guy on the beach? Like, she's a presumably attractive looking female character who just got out of the ocean. She's soaking wet. Is she wearing clothes? Is she not wearing clothes? And a relatively attractive dude, you know, in a nice car is on the beach. She goes up to him and starts talking. I'm like, the ride makes itself. He doesn't have to be James Dean. Like, I
It's not
don't
James Dean.
understand
That's fine.
why I don't understand why it's Marilyn Monroe, and why can't it just be a secretary? Or again, I don't even know if that character is even important. I don't understand why JFK is important. I don't understand why these characters are important, and I feel like your story could be served with more original characters, especially since you're doing something so out in the realm of fantasy. I think your story would be better served by just focusing on original characters, than using these characters.
Okay.
And if what you're trying to do is give your artist hints, I don't think you need to name drop them. You just say she's a voluptuous, beautiful blonde. Your artist is competent enough; he can draw a voluptuous, beautiful blonde. And if he can't, then you need to fire his ass and find somebody else.
All right. Cool.
I mean,
Mhm.
I wouldn't worry too much about the anyway. If you want James Dean and Marilyn Monroe in your comic book, I mean, you can just have them draw it.
James Dean is not in there. It's a James Dean type of guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. These. Yeah. I mean, the JFK, and the LBJ. They're the most. They're important characters because they take they take on certain perspectives, certain that are that kind of match historically. JFK was the most ambitious, maybe the most ambitious American of all time, perhaps. The idea of trying to get to the moon in 11 years or 10 years was insane. And LBJ was, equally ambitious, but in a different way, in the sense that he wanted to provide a guaranteed minimum sort of standard of living for every American. And although, so anyway, so that's why why they're there. So go ahead.
Well, it's awesome that your script said any of that. Oh wait, it didn't. So if that's a relevant part of your story, then maybe a character should talk about it.
Well, it's the first 10 pages, so I haven't gotten into that yet. So
I think he's just answering why he feels the need to put these big name characters in the story, when I'm saying I think the story would potentially be better without them. But that's just my opinion. That's all. It is what it is.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much cachet those characters would have in the context that you just mentioned, Erwin.
Well, I'm sure there's some artist who wants to draw Marilyn Monroe as a sexual predator.
Well, that's not what she was in this scene. She was being a kindly celebrity, showing that she had a heart.
And bending down to other people's levels.
I think Marilyn Monroe had difficulty not being Marilyn Monroe, right? That's part of why she couldn't be
I
taken
don't
seriously.
see what that has to do with the story about someone making a zoo.
Okay.
An alien making a zoo. Sorry, can I actually
Have you gone
or is
yet?
this going to be the Irwin channel? Because like there's a lot here that's really interesting, and it's kind of incoherent. On page 1, you have your protagonist swimming with whales, then being thrown onto a beach by a squid that shows up out of nowhere to land in James Dean's car, and then just start like what assaulting a racist pool before you then go to some character we're never going to see again in a forest and some weird like imagined spot about the world of hedgehogs before there's actually a protagonist on page 7 who's like a really interesting precocious child who somehow Marilyn Monroe shows up to visit in Texas because the senator from New York is going to be there for some reason, and then our protagonist goes to yell at a racist principal. I don't know what's happening in the story. The overall concept is kind of interesting. A lot of the art direction is really interesting. There's something there that's kind of cool, but there's no through line, and it is just random for the sake of being random. Why did we spend 3 pages imagining the ideal world of hedgehogs? We have a perfectly good protagonist living in a really shitty and actually kind of interesting real world. Or a really interesting person calling everyone morons, which is funny. Instead of doing that, we were doing like 3 other things, and none of it was really connected. It's just stuff happens. And then, and then, and then, and then, and then. Give us a
okay.
Give us a because.
Well,
Pick a character and follow the character, them wanting something, and because they want something, there is an obstacle, and because there's an obstacle, they try to overcome it. That's an interesting story.
Yeah, I already wrote all this stuff down before you started talking, Danny. I knew this is what you're going to say. And yeah, so yeah, you're not going to know what's going on. You're not even going to know everything by the end of the first 24 pages.
Cool. Yeah. I don't know who my protagonist is, so I don't know why I'd buy the second issue of this.
Okay, well, that's cool. It's not going to appeal to you.
Oh, you need a page turner in there somewhere. In the end,
dude, eventually there needs to be a story in your story.
Okay, I mean, you know, I respect your opinion. I just people can disagree, right? So,
which is fine, and you're clearly putting your money where your mouth is with this stuff, and I hope you do well. Like, Blues and Breast Milk was really interesting. Your writing is really interesting. You do lots of very compelling things and then back away from them. I find reading your scripts very frustrating for that reason, because you do a lot of things I like and then just don't.
The clocks that went the different direction. I just love that.
That was a really interesting story for like half of that script.
Yeah, I mean,
there's 4 interesting stories, these 10 pages, I would like to see any of them get developed.
Well,
I don't know why there's a squid.
Why
you spend most of page 1 talking about whales, and then a squid shows up. Why don't the whales engage with the person? No, you have to have a squid. Why? It's just random.
It does feel random.
It would be mammal to mammal
as opposed to mammal to cephalopod. And then you don't pay them off. It's just set up.
It is pretty crazy.
I did not say it was crazy. I said it was random.
Well, I'm saying it's crazy. I'm saying it's crazy random. That's true. It definitely feels random. And
like if I wanted to read something random,
you're the reader. You're the one who decides what is random or not, right? So,
all right,
yeah.
Oh, well, you got some feedback, Erwin. I'm looking forward to seeing some more from this story.
I saw
Okay.
that there were 74 pages, Erwin. So
Oh no, those are all just. Well, I mean, some of it may be useful. Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is incorporated. So yeah, but most of it is notes,
Yeah.
test pages.
Anyway, I've been working on Lords of Iron. I'm hoping to have if you want, I can show you a few pages. John, weren't you going to have some scripts this week? Did you not?
No, I have been working on other stuff.
Okay. All right.
I'm working on Harpy 6.
Harpy 6
So-
sounds awesome.
what happened to Cannibal, man? I'm missing the Cannibal.
He's working on.
Harpies 5 went into production, and I need to make sure that 6 is ready for when my artist is done. So
I appreciate you, John Lamont. So I want you to know that. Anyway, I've been, Danny, I took your advice, and we're staying on the Widowmaker, and we're receiving some radio signals from Sirius station, which get abruptly halted, and they're
Well, I'm really tired, but you kind of just sold me, so let's see it.
okay. Well, it's not quite done yet, but sure. Here we go. By the way, I don't know. I passed my exam to get my commercial driver's license, Class B, today. So
You drive a bus.
I'm now
drive a
I'm now a
bus.
bus driver. Yes.
There you go.
What for?
I work for the local school district.
Oh,
But the thing is, like they and they're very generous. Like they train you, and they pay you to train. They like so and then like as
Wait, are there people who don't do that?
I mean,
Oh yeah, in America, it's not very. Yeah,
it's not very common.
It's like federal legislation here. Like if you're doing mandatory work training, they have to pay you for that.
Okay,
That's shocking. That you people are making you do training and not paying you for it. Well, it's a good thing you got paid. Good job.
Yeah, and like I got paid to test and the whole bit, and meanwhile I've been a bus monitor, and that's been fun, like hanging out with the kids.
How old are the kids?
I mean, elementary through high school.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, and
I know how I was. I can't. I have your sympathies.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a great way to like work on stories and like hear people tell stories and dialogue, because that's
just don't start reading John Lamont comics to him.
No. I got to keep that, but mostly on the down low. But yeah, it's but one of the comments that I've been hearing from a lot of people is like once people get their CDL, a lot of times they're out of here, they're gone. So
because people want to do truck and stuff.
Well, because with the CDL Class B, you can drive a semi. You can drive like tanker trucks. You can drive, there's a lot of things you can drive beside a bus once you get it.
Hey, you can join the transportation department of any film crew.
You can absolutely do that. Yeah.
Well, you'd have to get in the union first.
I don't know how much that's going on in Dallas, but yeah.
I was.
There's certainly a lot of trucking going on through Dallas.
I was in Teamster Local 44, so I didn't drive any trucks though, but I was a Teamster.
You were a Teamster.
Because when I worked for the studios, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I had to be a Teamster.
Oh, Diane has been here the whole time, but decided to show up, and that's always cool.
We finally finished playing Pokemon for the day.
No, it was little James is downstairs, so little nephew. So
kid's a punk. Let's see. Line.
All
Oh,
right.
there we go.
Page
Okay.
17.
Wait. No, let's
That's
go
all right.
back.
I got to make sure this kid goes to bed. What time is it? She's
It is 8:45 in Texas, Ian or Irvin. So
okay.
if you need to
I'm
go,
sorry.
then you can
I
go.
might have to. Yeah, I'm going to turn all this stuff off.
Here, we'll open up here on page 7. There we
Okay.
are. Okay.
Page 7. Panel 1. Hold on. Has John read script?
John, you want to narrate for us?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Page 7, panel 1. Lilia flies toward the distant Widowmaker, cradling Katya's damaged duo suit, which continues to leak atmosphere.
Don't talk.
Oh, go ahead.
Hey, I'm here.
Breath
Diane,
shallow.
you wanna be
Almost
Lilia?
there.
All right.
Panel 2. In her cockpit, Lilia tries to comfort Katya.
Frolov!
Panel 3. Speed lines show the medical pod rotating on its arm around the shaft. Inside the pod, Frolov holds Sergei head to the cable as Medi uses a drill to bore into the back of Sergei's skull, causing blood spray to spray over both of them.
How's the treatment?
Slow going. His heart stopped. We still have 3 cranial embolisms to remove before attempting CPR.
How long to finish the procedure?
Panel 4. Against the blurry background of the hull, as the Metapod continues its motion, Frolov holds Sergei's head against the table as Medi pushes the needle of a syringe into his brain.
Diane, read Medi.
Extracting second
Embolism.
Estimate start of CPR in 6 minutes.
And what's his chance of survival?
Is that him?
That's him. Yeah.
Okay. Estimating a less than 2% chance of ever regaining consciousness, and additional less than 5 in 1,000 chance of recovering full neural function or cognition.
What's Knight Danovich's ETA?
Scanner data suggests 192 seconds.
Page 8, panel 1. Against the blurry background of the bulkhead in relative motion, Frolov gives an uncomfortable order to Medi as the android continues to bore another hole into Sergei's skull. Whirr!
Medi, I'm ordering you to terminate treatment of Knight Ivanov and prepare to treat the incoming wounded.
Negative. Once admitted, protocol safeguards require treatment until chances of restoring life function becomes less than 3 in 1,000.
Panel 2. Furious, Vladimir faces off versus Medi, who continues to drill into the back of Sergei's skull, spraying blood over both of them.
Yay.
That's absurd. You can't let Katya suffocate while we drill more holes into this corpse.
Knight Danovich.
Panel 3. In her cockpit, Lilia continues her rescue mission.
Report on status of your wounded knight.
I bring Katya Urkova back to the transport. She's losing atmosphere and will suffocate if you don't open the launch bay.
What's her suit's interior pressure?
Panel 4. Lilia curses in fury as she scans her HUD display for Katya's vital signs, which are electronically superimposed over the visual of her suit. Pulse 95 beats per minute, body temperature 36.5 C, respiration 12, blood pressure 135/90, blood oxygen 90%, pressure 0.52 atmospheres.
I read 0.5 atmospheres.
Panel 5. Medi prepares to drive another syringe into the third freshly drilled hole in the back of Sergei's head as Vladimir Frolov considers violence.
Great news! Hurrah! If we work quickly, we can depressurize the bay and recover Knight Urkova in under 15 minutes.
And if she loses atmosphere too fast?
Then we will abort Ivanov here to save her life.
Boitsa moi.
Page 9, panel 1.
That would
Frolov
be
watches.
French. In Russian, it's Bozhe moi,
Bozhe moi.
which means "Oh my God." So there you go.
Panel 1. Frolov watches helplessly as Betty drills the fourth and last hole into the back of Sergei's head.
You're a machine. You're supposed to save lives and follow orders.
My programming is quite clear on triage circumstances. Once admitted, a patient can only be abandoned if dead or if it will cost the life of another.
Panel 2. Frolov looks to leap off the rotating medical pod, but it's too hazardous. Medi looks to him but continues boring into the back of Sergei's head.
I'm getting off this thing.
Pilot Frolov, keep hands and feet inside the pod while in motion.
I love that line.
Panel 3.
Roller coaster city, man.
Frolov picks up a scalpel off the tray and considers how best to snuff the last spark of life from Sergei's corpse. Medi brandishes the bloody medical drill and interposes itself between Frolov and the table. The robot's face, a menacing devil designed to frighten the unsuspecting.
Fine. I'll kill him if that's what you need to save Katya's life.
Pilot Frolov, I'm authorized for violent responses to any attempt to injure a patient.
Panel 4. Foreground, brandishing the medical drill, this menacing version of Medi squares off against Frolov holding the scalpel. Background, Sergei's corpse rests on the examination table.
Put the scalpel down. No!
Page 10, panel 1. In her full duo sort power armor, Lilia cradles Katya's damaged suit in her arms as she hovers outside the launch bay of the transport.
What the hell is going on there? What the hell is going on in there?
Panel 2, changing tactics. Medi's face returns to one designed to project a calming response in the viewer during times of stress.
Pilot Vladimir Frolov. Every moment you delay me can be measured in the cost of human lives. Now put the scalpel down and allow me to return to my work.
Panel 3, defeated Frolov puts the scalpel back on the tray as Medi turns back to assist Sergei's
As
corpse.
requested.
Huh?
His line. Then you respond.
Thank you.
Do you require my assistance?
Nothing further from you.
Panel 4, foreground. Frolov stands stewing in his impotent rage. Background, Medi returns to boring a hole in the back of Sergei's skull.
Knight Donovich, I suspect to begin CPR in 260 seconds.
Page 11. Series of panels, each in their cockpit. Katya and Lilia converse while they float in space. Lilia's panel on the left of the page and Katya on the right. Letter note, allow the dialogue boxes to float into the middle to make the conversation easier to follow. Panel 1, Lilia tries to keep Katya calm.
Did you hear that, Katya?
In her cockpit, Katya does her best to stay calm.
I heard.
Hush. I don't want to hear you talk.
You asked me a question.
Panel 3, Lilia chuckles in spite of herself.
Duh, I did.
Also, not talking conserves oxygen to CO2 ratio. Not really that important when it's all venting into space.
Duh, did not think of that.
Panel 4, Katya gains her courage and seeks to inspire.
I appreciate you saving my life, Lilia, but we're just sitting here waiting for the bay to open. You should leave me behind and go find another warrior. I'll be safe floating here and have enough thrust to fly into the bay when the time comes.
You sure you'll be okay?
Of course, every life matters out here.
Very well.
Page 12, panel 1. Series of panels. In her cockpit, Lilia looks at her HUD display for the next survivor. Imposed on the field of stars sit 3 green boxes illustrating where survivors may be found, with percentages under each box. Volkov 84%, Petrov 41%, Novak 17%.
Night, Mark Volkov. Prepare for rescue.
Panel 2, series of panels in her damaged cockpit. Volkov, a mid-30s Slavic man with dark hair, expresses despair.
I've absorbed too much radiation by now. I'll probably be dead within weeks.
Better to die with honor in a few weeks, in a few hours, defending Ceres base from the V's.
True.
Panel 3, placing the foot of her armored suit near the waist of Volkov's, Lilia's uses her armored hands to attempt to wrench the latch of Volkov's outer suit open.
Hold on.
Is that a comma supposed to be there or something?
I mean, from the waist of Volkov's. Oh yeah, for this. Volkov. Well, from the waist of near the. Well, it's just.
Possessive.
Mhm.
Possessive.
Yep,
waist.
exactly.
I was like,
Warning,
I was-
radiation levels
Near
unsafe.
Volkov's waist.
Panel
So this is
4,
near
the
Volkov's
latch
waist,
on
yeah.
Volkov's armor breaks, allowing his inner, smaller suit to emerge.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. There we go.
Page 13, panel 1, Volkov's smaller APS suit emerges from the larger space module.
Spasibo, comrade. APS appears functional.
APS equals armored personnel suit. Panel 2, in her cockpit, Lilia enjoys the small victory.
You return to the Widowmaker. I take care of Petrov.
Panel 3, Lilia's suit flies toward the damaged duo suit. It's over-rotated at the torso, leaking atmosphere, and the entire back of the suit has blown off.
Night, Petrov. Sound off.
Panel 4, in her cockpit, Lilia's HUD shows Petrov's heart rate, 55, as she approaches his damaged suit.
I see life signs. I will take you back to the Widowmaker. Pilot
With
Frog.
a hyphen.
Oh,
That damned hyphen is returned again.
There you go. There you go.
Just go see what you did in issue 1 and do that.
Yeah.
Page 14, panel 1. Foreground, incredulously, Frolov looks to Medi as the android performs chest compressions on the corpse of Sergei Ivanov, lying on the table of the medical pod. Speed Live shows the motion of Medi's hands. The background whizzes by as the Medipod continues its rotation around the bay.
Open the launch bay.
1, 2, 3.
Android, we have other lives to save. Cease attempts to revive Ivanov.
You're absolutely right. Ceasing pod rotation.
Panel 2, foreground, Medi looks to Frolov optimistically. The background moves at a much slower rate as the pod gradually comes to a stop.
Unfortunately, despite our best efforts, it appears as though Knight Ivanov expired, logging the time of death.
Stupid robot. I told you it was a waste of time.
Yes, you sure did.
Panel 3, Frolov exits the medical pod, followed by Medi dragging the corpse of Ivanov.
Oh,
I take the helm and open the launch bay.
great idea. So happy to be of service to you. And incoming wounded.
Panel 4, Frolov takes a seat in the cockpit of the Widowmaker. One of his cockpit screens shows Captain Lee.
Attention, Ceres base. Captain Lee, this is Pilot Frolov. We should be able to board the wounded and be en route to you within 30 minutes. Over.
You won't attack it in time, Frolov. We're under attack. Whoa.
Page 15. How many pages are we doing?
We started at 7, so I'm going to like 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. I didn't remember where we started.
Yeah.
Page 15, panel 1. In the cockpit of the Widowmaker, Pilot Frolov sits at the controls as he pilots the ship. On his view screen, 1 shows the ship as an icon in the middle with no nearby blips, while Ceres Station being approached by a large ship and 8 smaller blips.
Commander Chen, deploy your squad.
Panel 2, series of panels as Frolov continues to pilot the ship. His face appears stoic as he listens.
We're taking fire.
Oh,
Panel 3, series of panels as Frolov continues to pilot the ship. His face displays consternation.
The bioroids are closing in.
Panel 4, series of panels as Frolov continues to pilot the ship. His face turns to shock.
The V transport's on a collision course.
Concentrate your
Concentrate
fire.
your fire.
Panel 5, series of panels as Frolov continues to pilot the ship. His face betrays his panic.
Brace for impact.
Panel 6, in the cockpit of the Widowmaker, pilot Frolov looks at his view screen. One shows the ship from an icon in the middle with no nearby blips, while another shows a blue screen and the words "no signal."
Sirius station, are you reading me?
Ooh.
Page 16, panel 1. Frolov glances over his shoulder as Katya and Lily enter the cockpit, having just opened the door to the launch bay.
Knight Donovich, the V's of attacked Ceres. I've lost the signal.
We can be there in an hour or so, but I don't know if we have enough manpower to make a difference.
Panel 2, Lilia looks to Katya, both thankful to be out of their spacesuits and alive. Frolov looks on from his pilot's chair, more concerned with current events.
Katya's fine. Petrov's got a damaged spine. Volkov's suffering from radiation sickness. I don't think either can fight.
Let's pray it won't come to that. Sirius Station may have just lost its antenna.
Panel 3, in the cockpit of the Widowmaker, Frolov, Katya, and Lilia discuss their options.
Possibly. Some of the transmissions I did receive from the station warned of a collision.
Boarding vessels?
Not sure, but the transport craft was directly bearing down on them.
Panel 4, a clearly shaken Katya turns to a stoic Lilia.
Bože moj, a high-speed collision from that thing could wipe out the entire base.
Frolov, do we have the supplies to make the trip straight to Earth?
Panel 5, seated in his pilot's seat flying the ship, Frolov responds to Lilia's question with bad news. Katya and Lily respond with dismay.
I need to inspect the ship,
Yeah.
ship, and review its spaceworthiness. It may have taken some shrapnel. Review the data fission reactors. I would need a day or two to be really sure we could make the voyage.
Even if we could make it, we have to check the base for survivors.
Maybe more hostiles. We're in no shape for a fight.
We have to at least reconnoiter the base for a formal report, if nothing else. So that's as far as I got today. So.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah. I like it. What do you think, Danny?
Okay, so we read an update of Lords of Iron in which the fight at Sirius Station is now being moved off screen in lieu of additional life-saving and drama on screen, as the heroes that we're more familiar with have to deal with hearing about the loss of their faraway colleagues. One of the things I really liked about it is that we get to see Frolov's increasingly distressed reaction to just hearing the news and being aware of it from his position in the pilot's chair. And we get to see how Katya and Lilia respond really differently to the news, giving this space battle a much more human perspective. And I really liked how Lilia in space was able to effectively focus on saving several of her comrades instead of just waiting around while one of them was being treated and someone else was hanging out by the door. So Lilia is really active, and Lilia remains implicated in the plot, even when it's not really about, it's not happening to her, because we're seeing her reaction in light of her response to the previous trauma. So I thought that was quite fun and dramatic. Let's have John go next.
Yeah, I like the changes. I mean, after fixing what I didn't like about the people showing up here seemingly out of nowhere, you completely just remove them from the story. That was an interesting choice. But it's fine. Like it worked. And yeah, spending more time with our main characters, who we are going to be presumably spending most of the story with, seems like a smart way to move the story forward.
Robert, you're up.
I think that it's It's definitely improved, and I agree with John about removing the other characters. There's enough characters here to deal with. I like the human aspect of it. This reminds me of the World War II films where they move away, um, from the explosions and the machine guns and everything, and the fallout from all of that, which is a much more human experience. What happens when all this damage takes place? People are hurt. So you've humanized it in a what I think is a very important way, where people care, where people suffer, and the what you've done with the Metapod is moved the Metapod into a reflection of humanity that the programmers would put into it, and it still does combat from a rigid standpoint with those characters, which has made the Metapod not only a character but an interesting character of what's there, making decisions based on things that are uber rational, whereas the other people are stressed out. Remote stations are getting destroyed. You've got a strong tick-tock going on, 20 seconds to live. The heartbeats are this. Everything seems to be measured against a certain pressure that they're all responding to in different ways. So all those things are dramatic, and I liked it.
Cool. Diane, what did you like about this passage?
Yeah.
I particularly loved Medi.
Okay, but why though?
Why?
Well, the thing is that I find it interesting that Medi keeps on trying his best to revive this person, but the thing is like, he's dead. Why are you still trying?
Right.
And it's also like protecting his patient,
Mm-hmm.
but then not really having any emotional investment
Mm-hmm.
in any of this. But he had to be reminded that there are other people out there, not just this person.
Mm-hmm.
So as for kind of the conflict that's going around surrounding it, the fight that's intense, there's a lot of suspense to it, and it's interesting. I don't see it happen. I think a lot of it's done in the dialogue, but there's not a lot of description of what's happening outside of the ships communicating. Is that?
Well, right now it's a mystery.
It's a mystery right
Yeah.
now. Oh, okay, that's the reason why. Okay, then it's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Erwin, are you around?
His
No.
mic's off.
Well, yeah.
I'm giving you a couple seconds just in case.
Okay.
Sounds
Sounds like a no.
Sounds like a no. Well, Diane, how would you improve this passage? You must have an answer.
Must have an answer.
Yes. Even if it's just a way to make it better, find something.
Medi's visuals. I have a question about that.
What?
Now, is it just like a little screen when he gets into the little devil thing?
I mean, I have him with like a screen for a face.
So is it like that?
He has an LCD screen for a face that changes.
Screen for a
So
face.
it's like that little robot waiter that we had at one
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay. So one of those things. The little cat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little cat face. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I could visually see that as it's like as someone as an artist, I can visually see that. A lot of my problem with is it's a lot of people talking,
Hmm.
and
I mean, there was some action.
there's some action.
We had like some drilling into brains, and
I did
some,
like that. I like the visual of the blood splattering everywhere.
yeah.
For a robot who's supposed to be very precise, he's not very clean. And I think that's kind of funny, honestly.
Well, I mean, if you look at like a diagram of the brain and where these arteries go,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
like-
got to drill in through the skull.
You just gotta drill into the skull.
No.
So, but it's just like
Yeah.
it's just squirting out.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere. I'm like, there's not a nicer way to do that, is there? So
All right. Robert, how would you make this better?
I'd like to see a stronger description of the visuals. I'd like to see the space closing in on them, and feeling it, because I think that it starts off with a rather grand view of the space where this robot can spin around and people fit there and he can climb on top of them. Um, so I think visually, from the panels, I would like to see it go from describing a progression from this large space that it can accommodate everything to the crushing space of their emotions, where there's a lot more close-ups and facial expressions. And when he grabs the scalpel, that it's like a close-up of the scalpel in front of the LED screen that's Medi's face, so it's threatening, even though it's like, what the fuck would you do with the scalpel? I know he's supposed to stab the guy and kill him, but it's like he's really threatening Medi. And that needs to be visually represented, I think, in at least a way that I understand it. Because threatening the dead body and having Medi complain about it is kind of weak, but threatening to kill the body and visually threatening Medi kind of brings it home. So throughout, I'd like to see more description of a dramatic, claustrophobic sense of what's going on, and they're in space. It's like, to me, the contrast is interesting. That's what I'd say.
All
right, John. Constructives. How would you improve this passage?
I didn't really have much. I think I've been pretty happy with the last couple versions. I kind of feel like it works.
There's a complete lack of boobs, but oh well.
I mean,
yeah, all that armor. It's all that armor.
Yeah.
Boob armor.
Too much armor.
Okay, how would I improve this? There are two characterization things I want to point out. One of which is Medi's AI attitude becomes much more problematically human, uncharacteristically human, when he's threatening Frolov, which I don't like.
Okay.
I think he should be AI voice. Well, wouldn't it be great if we just worked together and saved him now? Please put the scalpel down. Like, you got to keep that cheerful attitude because it's fucking hilarious.
Like a crisis negotiator,
Yeah. Like, especially while covered in blood and all of that. Like, you just keep on leading in there. Okay. The other is, now that we've separated Sirius Station completely from this segment, I would be interested to see Frolov's reaction, especially when he's in private, be even more emotional. Because actually, Captain Lee is probably his colleague. They probably went to training together. That they've known each other for a while. Whatever. People are dying. Like, Frolov's in the captain's seat. No one else is around. Have him drop a tear. Come on, man.
All right, sure, we can do that.
Right? Like,
some emotion in there.
Yeah, like everyone's like, they're back home. Like Lilia and Katja, both of them are kind of.
It's going that direction. I mean,
it's going in that direction, but like this is the moment where we see a breakdown, and I kind of do want to emphasize Robert's point about the art. One of the things that has struck me about this sort of version is we spend a lot of time establishing the ship as like a big space with lots of people in issue 1, and we don't really do a lot of that here in issue 2 because we're spending a lot of time outside and with Medi and stuff. Some of the scenes with Medi and whatever, give us like a wide establishing shot of this spinning pod on one end of this huge bay where people are like repairing mechs and like, reloading ammunition, and like there's more, like, show us that this is a populated world in some wider shots, I think could really help establish the scope of what's going on. Like, yeah, this is a busy bay and no one can see what the argument is except Frolov is yelling at the robot in the spinning pod. Then the robot comes outside covered in blood carrying a corpse. And like there's a certain absurdity there that like we're so close to the action the whole time, we're not really seeing. And that could be interesting. And sort of contrasting these wider shots showing that there's other people around, and closer shots of like the scalpel or like the drilling in or whatever, could like really bring a lot of immediacy to the crux of the action when we get there.
Okay, fair enough. Awesome. So
Robert had a really good point.
yeah, and Ediano's going to be the penciler on this one again. So hooray!
Wasn't Jake
Jake.
that did it last time?
I contacted Jake, and Jake was like, I just do covers now. I don't need all your pedestrian interior work. I'm like,
What?
all right, yeah.
Oh,
Blonde
He
was
didn't
like,
say that, did he?
I
He
mean,
didn't say pedestrian interior work.
no.
Okay, good. that's
no, he
pretty
was
harsh.
more,
It was more professional.
more
I'm just
professional than
putting a bit of a
An emotional spin.
emotional
There you go.
spin on it,
like your bitterness, your salt is showing.
yeah. No, I've no salt. I mean, like, like
Hey, indie comics are weird, and not everyone can write a competent script. I can see that getting annoying real fast.
yeah. Anyway, and like, look, from an artist's point of view, it's just way more economical if you can draw one page that's one piece of art as opposed to one page that's several little pieces of art, and you get paid a higher rate, much higher rate, to just do the cover, and then some other schlep can do the interiors, and
It's less work for you.
yeah.
More work for
What's he
you.
charging
That
for
depends on
covers?
if you care about cartooning at all.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, John, ask it again.
What's his rate for covers?
Jake,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can
You
send
should-
you his email if you want to ask him.
You should. You don't know?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really think of him as a cover artist. I mean, he did like, well, he did this.
Oh. Okay.
That's the main retail cover of Lords of Iron 1.
Yeah.
How
much was that?
I don't even remember.
Oh, so.
I mean, it was pretty reasonable.
What's a typical cost for a cover?
Oh, that varies.
Yeah, I mean, if we are, hold on here, let's pull up the amazing John Lamont. Let's see, Kickstarter, and then John can just go over how much all these different covers cost him. Let's see, we want Harpies 4. Boom. All right, John. So we've got like this one. What was that? Probably like, I mean, all things included. All right. First off, Dan, what do you think of that hip? Are you okay with that hip? This is our wonderful friend Marissa Pope, and I'm always a huge fan. But sometimes I go, I don't know. I mean, maybe the hip's fine.
Yeah, technically the hip. I mean, it could do that.
Okay. All right. There you go. Then it's
technically-
fine. All right.
Technically, it could do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I think it's kind of odd, but
All right.
it's mostly like this arm is odd. It's that arm that just throws me off.
Okay. All right. So, how much? All right. So this one, I'm gonna. You know what? You don't even have to name their rates. Okay.
Yeah, especially since all the weight is here and there's like nothing. She's straight as an arrow. the weight shift is off, but other than that, yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna say this one. After colors and everything is probably like 500 or 600. This
Nope.
one, really more, less.
Yep.
More. Okay. All right. Well then 800. Then.
It was $715.
Okay.
So Marissa was $450, and then I had Jag do the inks, and then I had your guy do the colors.
Okay.
So the total you spent was $715.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Total I
all.
spent was $715.
Yeah. Then we have whiskey paint. This is probably about 400, 450.
So he charged me $500 to do the cover and the character design.
Okay, fair enough.
The character design, which I showed you guys, that was the main reason why I hired him, was I wanted him to do the character design. The cover was just like, yeah, I want you to do a cover as well. So
There you
yeah,
go.
he charged me $500 for the character design and the cover.
Right. Now this one for Memorable Weapon, I'm gonna say it's probably like 250.
Yeah.
It's just so Shakespearean.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you can already see, we have like some which are like
But the hand, no, look at the hand. How can that
Yeah.
be? That's her left hand. It looks okay.
I did have her fix the hand. The first hand that she did was not
Yeah.
that good. She had to redo the hand. And then that's my main cover, which I basically did not up. No, not that cover. Up. That's the main cover
the main retail. Okay. And
by
so
the
that one
interior
probably
artists, and I
is
just
like 250,
no. I paid them their regular rate.
150.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So as you can see,
And then I
Yeah.
think Felipe charged me. Crap, I'm trying to remember what he charged me for the trade, because he did the other one you were looking at. That is down.
yeah.
That is Felipe did that. He's my
Okay.
inker. He did. Actually, looking because I don't even remember now. Let's see. Okay, so he did one. He charged me 120.
Okay.
So, and he did all line work and colors.
Okay. Well, there you go. So there's a rundown of how much covers cost, Robert.
Right. Okay.
It can.
You get what you pay for, largely.
Yeah.
It costs as much as you let it.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm more concerned about is somebody who doesn't disappear off the face of the earth, which is exactly what happened to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
so start by having your interior artist do their own cover, and then once you already have a book, variants are a lot easier to get.
Yeah. And if it's a paying gig, particularly if it's like a decently paying gig, you shouldn't have that hard a time finding people who will show up.
Oh well,
I
I,
mean,
made
that
rookie.
being
I
said-
made rookie errors all over the place, which was
All of
actually
us
part
are
of my
used to
reason.
dealing with like proper artists. In the age of AI, like filtering out bad artists is going to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I know some artists, Sean does, you do. I imagine like I've got an upcoming project where I'm going to want a whole bunch of variant artists. I'm just going to ask John and Preston who to hire.
I use pretty much the same 5 artists.
Well, no, I know.
Unfortunately,
like, they're
because I
pros,
can't
but-
rely on anybody else to deliver good artwork.
I think LC Freitas is pretty good. So I'm happy to be working with him again, and he's going to do that cover for your book that I bought a whole bunch of copies of.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what's he charge?
He's like he's like around like 150, 200 or something.
About what?
He's on the low end.
I thought you said 5,200, so that's
No.
why I was asking you to repeat yourself.
No, what like 150, 200, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Oh,
even remember, but it's on the lower end.
Is he the guy that did your Miss Temperance bending over
Yeah,
cover? Oh, okay. I remember him.
yeah. And I want to say his stuff's gotten better since then.
I'll have to give him a call because
Yeah.
I'm always trying to get new artists because I can't keep using the same 5 people, but the same 5 people always answer the phone when I call them.
I mean,
There
the same 5 people also regularly sell copies.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to call anybody out, but we've certainly got a colleague who does a lot of variant covers, some of which are quite interesting, but like that's caused him problems because they've not sold or they've there was the one artist who like couldn't get platformed on Kickstarter, and that was a whole mess for that campaign. Sorry, I'm talking about Larry.
Yeah.
Let's go out. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well-
Larry's great. He's doing many things right. But like that side of the marketing of like, is this person going to like really drive sales? Like, it's still hard.
All right. Well, those are the scripts we had this week. Next week, I'll have finished up Lords of Iron 2. I know Ediano's looking forward to getting to work on it.
Cool.
Yeah, and stuff and things. And yeah, and by the way, I did post the Miles's wonderful film, Timberland.
I may
I will-
well watch that while lettering harpies.
There you go. I'm going to give you notes on that this week. So.
Okay, and there's also the you can read the script while you're watching it. For that matter, the script also, like I said, has been converted to an audio file. If you just want to listen to it, while however you want to do it, there it is. There's the movie.
I can hear, I can read, and I can watch.
Yes,
I'm good at all that. So.
there you go. Awesome. And yeah, when it leaned hard into the eco-terrorist, I'm like, Robert would like this story. This is a Robert story. And like, no main characters in eco-terror. This is a Robert story.
Robert is definitely the most pro eco-terrorism person I know.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So and I messaged Miles. I'm like, all right, just so we're clear, Miles, the good guys of this story are drug dealing eco-terrorists. And he's like, well, they don't really deal drugs. I'm like,
well, the guy died from it.
well, the guy died from the drugs he bought from the guy. He's like, well, yeah, but they were friends. I'm like, okay, fine.
So it's okay if you kill your friends with drugs.
Exactly.
Well,
Apparently
in the world of
that
Minecraft,
Do you want to be killed
that
by your
was
enemies?
the lesson that Miles learned from Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I thought the lesson to learn from Breaking Bad is that medical debt is awful. Don't get into it.
I mean, the
Don't
thing
get
is,
cancer. That's the lesson from Breaking
that's
Bad.
it.
Don't get
Start
cancer.
at the beginning. Guys, start right at the beginning. Don't get cancer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as Avery's watching it now, and she's like they established pretty early, like he could have all of his debts just paid for, but he doesn't want that. It's his tragic flaw that he's like, no, I'm not gonna take those people's help. I gotta do it this other way. So anyway, all right.
Yes, ethics. I guess.
No, that's not it. All right.
That was one of the tragic flaws, which is why I had a hard time getting into the show.
I
Because
couldn't
of
get
the
into it
flaw?
either. It's interesting you say that. I had difficulty with it because his morality of what he wanted to do conflicted with who he ended up being in such a way that I didn't see them resolving it, and I had to drop it. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, how so? Like, what morality are you? Because like it shows him as kind of like a. I
He
mean,
wanted to take care of his family. I mean,
okay, but that's not really true,
turns out.
right? I mean, and towards the end of to answer your question, if you watch it all the way towards the end, like at the end of the thing, he's on the run from the cops. He's dying of cancer. He's having like one last talk with his wife, and he's just like, Skylar, I want you to know I did this. And she interrupts him like, do not tell me you did this for us. And he's like, no, I did it for me. And like he's finally come to terms with the family was just a ruse. It was just a moral justification. But the truth is he wanted to do this.
He did it out of his own pride and ego.
Yeah.
Well, competitiveness too. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, he just wanted to like show off to his friends, quote friends, or his fellow chemists.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
he has that relationship from earlier in his career of the people he was in the company with that he left, and they went and became, fabulously wealthy in the drug business.
And then he did not.
Yeah, and he did not. And he's, it bothers him.
And then he had to kind of sacrifice his morals in order to get there.
Right. Yeah.
So, and the thing is that it's like he tries to legitimize his reasons by saying, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this for my
family,
for my family."
But the show kind of consistently shows you, like, really he could,
he doesn't really. No.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
And as the show like progresses, like, like he'll start off and he's like, okay, how much money do I need to to put both my kids through college? And he comes up with some, like it's a lot of money. He's like, all right, I need like $500,000, $750,000, and then I'll be square. But as the show keeps progressing, eventually he blows past that, and he doesn't stop. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that once it's like you say that you're like, oh yeah, I can live comfortably off this, but I can do more.
Right.
I still have all these.
For him, it's always more.
So it's always like, and then I'm like, I can get more rich.
Yeah. So.
And then he gets into more trouble.
Yes.
And then he gets more prideful.
Yeah.
And more hubris.
So it's a tragedy. All right. Next week. See everybody.
Okay, folks.
Take care.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
It was fun.
All right.